Hello and welcome to the My Life is a Movie podcast with your host, Dre.
And Artemis.
This podcast's point is going to be that our life is like a movie. That is Artemis's life is like a movie. But I'm the role model citizen, the grade A student.
Dre is living the dream over here.
Yeah. So I'm living the dream, she's living the movie. And we're going to talk about a lot of Artemis's life. And we're going to dabble in on mine, and I'm going to throw bits in there for you.
Oh, don't let him lie to you. His life is pretty interesting. He got himself into a few,
Kerfuffles. I've done my dirty, but I'm gonna introduce myself here. This is my moment for me. My name is Dre, and I am a 20-year-old college student. About that shit, not actually, but I dabble in a little bit of everything. I like to explore my options. I'm young, so a lot of my hobbies are still there. I do still live with my parents, checking that big money in my pocket still, so I don't have to pay rent, and I don't want to move out until I have to. So I'm still young and living and trying to do everything I can, and I want to tell you about a couple of my life stories and things I've been through.
Awesome. I sound way better after you know me and not on paper, I promise. As far as hobbies go, I sing from time to time. I sang in high school. I never went and became a music major because, I kind of want money, and that's not the most secure, especially if you're not the best. And I'm not the best. I can carry a tune, not the best.
Yeah, I mean, you were a part of a club in CSN. You were part of the CSN choir, so, I mean, you can carry yourself just fine, but...
Point. I get it. But I do still like it. I still sing as a hobby and all that jazz. I am a full-time student right now. Oh, yeah, did I mention? I'm 19. I'm almost to the 20 club,
You're not gang yet. You'll get there.
We got a month or so. We in that range. And I've had a lot of free time lately, in between jobs, living the dream.
I do work at my school over at UNLV. Do some computer lab stuff. Basically a maid, but I say I get paid to do nothing. Call it getting paid to do homework.
Actually, I have had a little bit of extra money. I took up babysitting. Who knew? I don't actually hate kids. Also, what else have I been doing? I did something. I got some extra money somehow. Promise it was legal. Hold on.
Have you been dabbling in the illegal activities without telling
No,
me?
absolutely not. No, I sold some clothes on Depop. I definitely
Ooh.
did that to get some extra money. And one of my family members, she runs a t-shirt business, and so I've been trying to help her be an entrepreneur, get her business off the ground, and her boyfriend's super supportive of it. So I've been helping a little bit.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. Now, in this podcast, we're going to tell some stories, and we're going to talk about some people. And one of the first people I want to bring up is my girl, Julie.
Fucking love Julie.
Absolute angel of a rat. A terrible person and a great person in one, and I love and hate her.
She's the most charismatic person that I have ever met on this earth. Like, you could walk up to her and she'd just speak poetry, and it goes down your throat like honey, and then she gets you.
Yeah, I mean, but the amount of stuff this girl has done, she's the ghosting machine. She will be with somebody and then ghost them, and she's an absolute darling, though.
She absolutely is. She can be super, super sweet and empathetic and caring. She's gotten me out of a lot of rough spots in my younger years. We had a lot of family. We went to a lot of family events together, had a lot of family friends in common, so we were super close at one point. And man, that girl has gotten me out of things, but also she's gotten me into things, so.
Okay. I remember her breaking into the school at one point. She told me a story about her breaking into the school with some people. So she'd do that, and then she'd turn around and be the angelic girl at the choir club that nobody thinks anything's wrong and they think they're an angel. Same thing with the twins. They would do that too. Everybody thought they were angels, but they were absolute demons.
Hey, everyone thought I was an angel.
Yeah, and you have your angel ways. I wouldn't discredit you, but I wouldn't say you're living a life.
So, one story about Julie. I remember this one time when we were with some friends in a car and we were just driving. It was kind of a later night. I don't remember what we did first, but Julie ended up being like, let's go to the lake. And
No.
of course,
Oh no.
the driver, a really good friend of mine, he's like, okay. So we were all driving out to some lakes here in town and had a blast. It was freezing cold. I don't know how I got my feet wet. I ended up getting mud stains all over the jacket I was wearing. We were laying in the road, probably ready to get hit in the middle of the dark looking at the stars. Crazy, right? Teenage years?
Oh, I remember one of the first times I was hanging out with Julie. Like, this was in the early years of knowing her.
Didn't she want to dress you up?
Yeah, there's a lot of girls that have wanted to dress me up. My ex wanted to dress me up. Another girl I was talking to before I met my current girlfriend wanted to dress me up.
Do you still have that maid outfit?
I never got one.
Oh, okay.
But they both wanted me to dress up as maids. And but when the first time I was hanging out with Julie, she convinced me to get into the pool when I didn't have any swimming clothes and I was in there in my underwear, and then she was in there in her underwear and shit. That was basically the pinnacle of like convincing the good boy to do some shit that I absolutely shouldn't. But that's from her. I actually learned one of the things was like how to have fun without doing drugs and getting in trouble.
Oh, yeah, Julie was basically the devil on my shoulder. She wasn't anywhere near a devil, but she
If you talk about boys, she's a devil. She's a devil to them boys, but good influence on her friends sometimes.
Yeah, well, the one of the biggest lessons I learned from her is that she was the one person who told me that I had permission to do what I wanted to do, not care about how everyone else was going to see me. She's like, just do it. And then later when I knew you better, you're like, do what makes you happy. Do what you want.
I actually learned that tactic from Julie a little bit. I had it going for me at first, like I was like, do what makes you happy, but then I was like, oh, that she influenced it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's like, you can do something that's semi-bad but not terrible, right? It's like if your parents knew you did it, they'd be like, can you not? But anyone else hearing you do it, they'd be like, oh, that sounds like a little fun, like, tell me the story. But
like ghosting someone over a family vacation?
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk about ghosting, and I want to talk about James.
Oh, we can talk about James. So, I knew him a long time ago.
High school, right? Or was it
middle school? This was middle school. So I had a boyfriend at the time, and he had a girlfriend. His girlfriend was my best friend, and our significant others ended up cheating on us with each other, and so we were like, that's rough, buddy.
Jesus.
So we started talking, and we were like really good friends. We talked a lot, and he was one of the people I talked to like every single day for a while we were getting through this, and we lost touch eventually. And recently he actually matched on Tinder with one of my best friends, and I found out, and I was like, oh. I realized, like, I still have him on social media. I should totally hit him up. And he kind of ghosted my friend and started talking to me, and I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. But I mean, he's really cute. He's still sweet and everything.
Oh, I find that so funny that he just straight up started ghosting her and started texting you. Absolute demon. Absolute heathen.
Well, I mean, it's Tinder. It is Tinder.
This is why your life is like movie-esque. You live the rom-com where it's like your exes, start cheating on you with each other, and then now you guys are talking to each other later on.
And that was way back when.
Yeah.
Guys, imagine now. I mean, I did get involved with brothers at some point, so that'll come up later.
I'm sure it will.
If you come back.
Yeah, speaking of brothers, that reminds me of this guy Max that you were talking to, and like you were telling me that story about you still being on his Spotify.
All right, so me and Max, he wouldn't call it a fling. It was definitely a fling, but he's the kind of person who's like no strings attached, no commitments, and I was like, okay, maybe I want that. Maybe for some reason, something I've never wanted in my life. I want that. It's new. It's exciting. So whatever. I agreed to it. I did agree to it. A lot happened with him. We are not on good terms at all now. But when we were, he added me to his family plan on Spotify. along with his girlfriend at the time and his best friend that I didn't know about. But I'm on the family with them. We're all one big happy family, and he hasn't kicked me off yet. So
You've absolutely swindled this man.
I am totally leeching off of that Spotify, but I mean, I was surprised he blocked me on everything at this point, so why not Spotify? Maybe he just, like, didn't think about it.
Oh. I want to get into something a little bit spicy, though.
Oh, no.
This is something when I told my father I was doing a podcast, he came up with it, and he wanted me to bring up wanting to F somebody, but controlling yourself due to self-preservation.
In emotional stability.
When I heard that topic said to me, I absolutely knew we had it covered. And we have not talked about this before, so I absolutely need to know your answer.
Oh, God. Do you have a specific question? Or
No, I want to know somebody you wanted to F but didn't.
Oh, I don't know if I want to bring this up. Jeez.
If you don't, I ain't gonna force you to.
Give me a second. I think every single person I've wanted to, I actually, like, wanted to, I have.
Okay, because for
That's
me,
a lot.
with my asexual ass, I have a lot.
Oh, shit.
Like,
That's not what asexual means.
Yeah, but it's like,
Okay.
when I talked with Kamori, like, I figured out more. Kamori is my ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
When I talked to her more, I figured out I'm not exactly asexual. It's like romantic or whatever. Like, and the way it is for me, it's more like I enjoy thinking about it and stuff like that. I have normal thoughts like that. But when it comes to doing the action, I'm kind of uncomfortable with doing it and stuff. Like, if I think about me doing it, I don't like it. But if other people and stuff like that, I have no problem with. Like, fantasizing is fine. But doing it and thinking about me doing it is weird for me for some reason. So, but it's like, if I have romantic feelings, then I have no problems with that kind of thing. So, that doesn't mean that, that's basically, this question incorporates me entirely. Like, there's a lot of people I wanted to F, but I was like, mentally I could not. I was like, no way this is going to go well.
Oh, okay. I don't think that's what you're... Oh, well, I guess that's exactly what your dad was going at. I have to really, really, like, have all my feelings out there to even, like, think about that with somebody. And I just don't like sexual attraction, like, everywhere. I have to have an emotional connection. So it's really hard for me to, like, just be into someone and not already be in a relationship. Like, usually this thing has been going on for a while, and then I'm like, it's getting spicy. And then, you know, you do the deed. But there's like occasions, like, there was this guy that I had, like, kissed. You know, we made out a little, but I was
A little tongue.
But absolutely, like, head over heels wanted to rail, like please rail me. That was what came to mind, and I was like, oh, maybe you shouldn't even think about that. I was like, take a step back, but it ended up not happening. It's probably for the best.
Jesus.
Maybe later.
God damn, Artemis, I see you. There's the one, we were talking about it earlier, Leilani. Sort of with exactly my type.
Yes.
Small Asian woman. That's my type right there. So, Shorty was bad. I wanted to get with her, but she was moving to Henderson. And she was going down to Henderson, so I was like, no way I'm going into that.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to end up well for me at all. And then the other one is Julie's friend. Julie's friend that she had, that Shorty was bad. Shorty had a fatty, and I was trying to slide. But I knew nothing about her, and it was like the first time I had seen her, and we went out shopping to Winco, this one place, and then this weird-ass, 28-year-old guy came up to us. Because we were buying cupcakes or something.
Jailbait!
Oh, 100%. We were buying cupcakes or something, and he came up and, started talking to us. We were like, yeah, what cupcakes are you? Because we were just talking out loud, because I'm a loud individual.
I'm pretty loud, too, myself. I get it.
I don't really have a public hiding persona or something. I just act like myself at all times. So we're out there. I'm just talking about cupcakes with him. Yo, what should we get? Should we get some, some cookies or cupcakes or something? Then he brings something up. he just starts talking to us, like just
just like
random,
inserts himself into the conversation.
Yeah, for some reason he thought it would be a good idea to, hey, let me talk to these random 4 kids real quick. I'm like, okay, dude. So he comes up later and he hands us a paper with his number on it, or he hands
like collectively or like just her.
No, just her, because Julie and her friend were there, and then she hands the number to her, but Julie takes it because Julie's a goddamn menace. So Julie takes it and like starts talking to the guy, and it's like, you know, he came up to us, is like, you know, we were talking about cupcakes here. Like, do you want to get together sometime and bake cupcakes together or something? He was like, he's trying to be sly with it and give it to her, but Julie takes the number and he's like, you know, she's only 17, and he's like, and she's like, how old are you? And he was like, yeah, I'm like 21, and he's like, maybe like 20, 25. So he was capping so hard, and I was like,
he was doing
this
his
shit
best.
is weird. So I was just sitting there watching it because I was like, what is Julie gonna do? I was like, what is this absolute menace to society gonna do? And then so she kind of just talks him off, and then he's walking away right after saying something, and Julie is not happy. Julie is pissed, and she takes his number and absolutely rips it to shreds in the number, and then throws it in the air like
confetti,
on her drama queen shit. Absolute demon that she is.
Did she model walk away? That's all I can like think of.
I mean, she kind of did her thing, but she kind of just drowned in the glory and made him do the walk of shame. So everyone in the store kind of knew that he just tried to hit on a 17-year-old girl.
Oh, that is absolutely fantastic.
But mind you, I was 17 at the time as well, so it's not weird that I found Shorty bad.
Okay, I knew that for the people listening in.
for relatives,
completely legal.
I do not fuck with people under 18. If you're under 18, you lose all attractive points.
Yeah, just for future reference.
But I wanted to talk to her again, and the next time I saw Julie, she said she wasn't friends with her anymore because something happened with one of her exes or something, and I was like, I just drove her home like a week ago, and like we were listening to the Suicide Boys together, and she said she was vibing with it, and like she was impressed that I went to one of the concerts. I was trying to slide.
And now you guys aren't friends?
And now you're not friends, so I know for a fact that I cannot go fucks with her and then get in trouble with Julie for going after this girl because Shorty kind of bad. So I was like, fine, I want to, but I'm not going to, so I don't get in trouble.
Man, I feel like those are the situations I don't avoid and why I get into trouble, because I'm like, oh, I like this person, and they're kind of connected to someone that I'm not on good terms with. Let me fuck with them anyway.
Oh.
Like, let's just become the best of friends.
Yeah, but because of that, you have the best stories, and your life becomes a movie. Because it's like, when I watch a rom-com, you see that drama right there, where it's like, things are bad, but then they become good, and it's like a cute twist. And that's the reason I like that to all the boys I ever loved.
Oh, to all the boys I loved before.
Yeah, that was so good. The second one hasn't been as good. I'm like 50 minutes into it while I was getting my legs waxed, which is crazy. Let me
wait. I gotta feel this. Hold on. Baby soft skin. Oh my gosh.
Okay, let me talk about getting my legs waxed. Now, I'm a boy. I have no want to get my legs waxed. I have no need to get my legs waxed. But
he's perfectly fine, like with all the carpet he has there.
Yeah, I'm extremely hairy with my legs and stuff, and my arms and stuff. But my facial hair grows in very pretty because of it.
Yeah.
And I was invited to go get my legs waxed because my friend had a coworker that was in training, and it would be free. And they're like, "Can you please come model for us?" And I was like, not particularly wanting to get my legs waxed, but I was like, I'll slide, sure. I'll come help you out. So I just sat there and got a Band-Aid ripped off for me constantly for like an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, but I talked to the girl who was in there while you were being waxed, and she's like, he's taking it like a champ. And I was like, damn, like he's really good at like taking all that pain. And she's like, of course he is. Look at his ex-girlfriend. And I was like, oh.
You did me and her dirty in one sentence.
A little bit, but it was hilarious. I was out of breath. I basically having an asthma attack. Oh, by the way, guys, I almost had an asthma attack before this started, but I'm good now.
Oh my.
We're all good.
Dude, Artemis was like choking on her breath trying to talk to me, and I was like, bro, go get your inhaler. Like, you got asthma. You gonna die. And she's like, no, I'm fine. And I'm like, bro, like, it's in your car. Let's just walk down there. And she's like, no, it'll be fine. Like, being friendly and stuff, you got to get out there.
Last minute, I was going to let our tech guy go and grab it from the car, but then we were already downstairs, and we short walk.
everybody went, and then she had her moment to collect herself. Bro, living with asthma has to be hard.
I don't actually have it as bad as other people.
Yeah,
I have
you still have asthma.
I do have asthma.
Let's not front. You're not getting away from that.
Yeah, I've died a little bit at Dre's house from time to time. I've had a few asthma attacks in front of him. Yo, it sucks. But what sucks more is like I'm allergic to the cats and dogs, like really badly allergic, and I
feel
love.
So bad for you.
I love them. They're so cute. Like,
absolutely adorable. And then I have 3 cats, so you're getting killed every time you come here.
Hey, got to strap on the allergy medicine. But when I go to places I'm not thinking about, like I don't know if they have an animal or not. Like they think I hate animals because I'm like ignoring their cat or like telling their dog to get down, and I'm like, no, I love you. I just can't touch you.
But you have your own dog.
I do. She was supposed to be hyperallergenic, but the guy off Craigslist lied.
Oh, you've had a reaction to him?
Mild. Like if I keep her like super clean and cut her hair, it's not as bad as some other dogs, but she's definitely not hyperallergenic.
Oh, well, Craigslist crackhead.
He kind of lived in like a bad neighborhood. Like
yeah, I recently went down to the hood.
Down to my hood?
No, not your hood. In like Main Street hood.
Oh, okay.
Like bad hood.
All right.
Like they got.
What happened?
They got pit bulls in the back room that bite type of shit. Like so, I have no business. I'm a very clean white male.
What the hell were you doing down there?
Absolutely innocent and not about that shit in the slightest. So going down there, I had no idea what was going on. Basically, my best friend who is about that shit. Well, he's not fully about that shit. He makes rap music and stuff, but like
sure.
you know, he ain't gangbanging, but he hang out with a couple of people that might be, you know.
Oh.
So I go down there with him, and he's like supposed to buy this MacBook from these guys for like $350, which is great because the MacBook's like, you know, like $700 or something. He's buying it for his friend Gabe.
Good ass deal.
And yeah, so it's a great deal. So we're hanging out there, and on the way there, he's on FaceTime with guys like, are you sure he still has it? He hasn't sold it or nothing like that. So we're waiting for him to come back to the house. So we're at this guy's house. But we pull up to his house. Man, this place is so, like, I cannot express to you how hood it is. Like,
does it look like Tweaker Town? Or like
it's
different
basically
hood?
Tweaker Town.
Oh, there we go.
It is just like, it is hood. And we're in the house, but the redeeming quality is they have a mini basketball hoop on the front door. Which is absolutely dope. So we're out here dunking on each other, like having fun, and they're playing Skate on an Xbox that's like and the TV is like put on a box and stuff. It is crazy. They like the fridge is like broken.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Got holes in them. They got roaches in the floor and shit.
Quick, off of that, I just remembered one of my really good friends. He just moved out. And he didn't think about buying a shower curtain. So he's like, oh, like, I don't want to use trash bags. Like, I'll go buy a shower curtain. And he got home. And he completely forgot to buy the shower, the things that keep the shower curtain on the rod. The little, like, clips, the circle things. And so he tied, like, Walmart plastic bags through the shower curtain and hung it on the rod. And he sent me a snap. And I was like, that's great, buddy. He's like, thanks, Mom. I was like, oh, no.
You mommy?
I'm not mommy. Oh, you little daddy D though.
It's been a name I've been called. But let me tell you the story of how it became. So the original thing was that there was the B, D, and T. Big Daddy B, Big Daddy T, and Big Daddy D. My brother is Big Daddy D. And because I was his brother and I'm his little brother, they just called me Little Daddy D.
Oh, all right.
And that's how I got that name. And then I just kind of rolled with it from there. And I think that became the name of my YouTube channel and stuff like that. So
you think how much off guard would it catch your brother if I'm just like, hey, yo, Big Daddy D?
He would
probably
have a good
vibe
time.
with it.
Yeah,
he'd probably vibe with it.
He's chill about literally everything. But I was telling my girlfriend about the name and the story of it, and it was a bit weird for her.
Oh. And
she actually calls her friend's parents mommy and daddy.
Oh.
When I found that out, I was like, what the fuck? But she has a bad relationship with her parents. Like her mom's really strict, and then her dad isn't around anymore or something like that. Like, because he has gambling problems or something. They almost got divorced over it. Don't know if he even lives with her. Like,
yeah.
I don't have that much information. I don't know. I don't pay enough attention to it.
For sure.
But on top of that, I was talking to her and we were fucking around, and she was like, "Call me mommy," But
Oh.
I don't think she was serious. So I think she was joking around, but when I
But
heard
did
that, I
you
was like,
slide in?
I did not call her mommy. Are you out your goddamn mind? I'm not about to call her mommy.
You have been called mommy?
I'm not gonna. I will call you Artemis. I will not call you mommy.
No, just please don't call me mommy. No, I just said I have been before.
Do you want to tell the story?
Want to tell the story? No, that's for another time. That's for
Alright,
another
another
time.
time.
It was an unfortunate event with some girl I knew.
A girl called you mommy? Let me move on. Let me move on real quick before I get absolutely invested in that, because there's no that story is for another time. I want to talk about stability.
Oh, stability. What I've been chasing my entire life. Like, I told
Yes.
myself, like, when I am, like, with a serious, like, I'm serious with a guy, I want to be stable. Like, that's one thing that I'm not comfortable with, like, not being financially stable or not being emotionally stable. Like, I'm tired of being unstable, Dre.
Relax. Now, I am terrible with women, but I have
True.
great stability in my life. Everything else, like parents, job, school, everything else is stability. But I don't think that I've stayed with a single woman for more than 6 months.
But you've gotten so much better. Like, in your relationships, I've seen you grow so much as a person. Like, I am truly proud.
Yeah, I would say
You got room to go.
I was an absolute demon with Miss Air, but now I'm better. Now I've run into bad women, and I was a good boy
Yes.
instead of being a bad boy with a good woman. So improvement. Now I'm with a interesting girl. She's a bit mentally weird, and like turning the
Oh,
heat
yeah.
all the way. Turning the heat all the way up when I'm boiling ramen and watching the water boil.
If that's all that...
But she's just abnormal. She's not crazy.
Yeah, but if that's the only red flag you see, then I think you're chilling.
Yeah, so we straight vibing. Like, she's just shy and a bit abnormal. And I'm like, okay, but, like, you know, she's studying accounting in school and stuff. She's smart. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, wait, what kind
She's
of
a small-
accountant?
Small Asian woman, my type.
What kind of accountant?
No
Like those
clue.
TikTok accountants or like...
I got nothing for you.
Okay, alright.
I don't pay that much attention.
Alright.
I'm a heathen. But I also want to talk about the kissing booth.
Okay,
Because-
that Netflix movie.
Because when I got my legs waxed and they started dogging on my ex and me, I was watching To All the Boys I Ever Loved.
To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Oh, To All the Boys I Loved Before. I get the name wrong every time.
No, you're fine.
But I was talking about the movie and what it was about, and then the people waxing my legs were like telling me about the kissing booth and that it's a good one and stuff, and that Kissing Booth 2 is terrible. And you've seen it, so I want to know your thoughts on it.
So, the first Kissing Booth was fine. I didn't entirely love it because the entire basis of the story was kind of like they're best friends, a girl and a guy are best friends, and the girl is kind of in love with the guy's older brother, and the older brother ends up like liking her towards the middle of the movie, and she wants to be with him, but it's distinctly against her best friend's wishes. And so it's not my favorite trope in a movie. I've been in a similar situation, and so it makes me feel a little uncomfortable, but all in all, for a Netflix movie, it was pretty good. It was entertaining. It wasn't awful. It was super rom-com-y, but definitely up Netflix rom-com alley. And then the second one, I literally got 20 minutes in, and I was like, I hate this, and I turned it off.
Oh.
I can't even...
So maybe just watch the first one and bail on the second.
I would say so, unless you are truly invested or you love one of the actors.
Well, I mean, I got really invested when you came over and watched The Promised Neverland. Or A Promise...
The Promised Neverland?
The Promised Neverland. The Promised Neverland. I got really invested in that show when you came over because you were passed out on the couch. So you missed like 4 episodes, but I was straight vibing, and the one character, Ray, you guys said reminded you of
definitely.
me. So I was fully invested in his story arc, and like the man went crazy, and he was the good guy, then he was the bad guy, then he was the good guy again. I was straight tripping, and now that I hear there's a season 2 on Hulu, I'm trying to see that. But I'll wait a little bit. I'll see how I'm feeling. But after that show, you passed out on the couch, and I just continued watching To All the Boys.
I've loved before.
Thank you for finishing that because I did not remember.
You know, I was invested. I was super tired. I'm so
But you've
sorry.
seen it before.
I have seen it before.
Have you seen both before?
I've seen the first two. The new one that just came out, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, the third part, and then
Yeah.
so you've seen Promised Neverland, and then you've seen
To All the Boys. But I got super invested in the first one because I'm a fan of like writing letters, like handwritten notes. Oh, those are my jam. They melt my heart. Like letters, especially like in your own penmanship. I know not everyone has the best penmanship, like you.
Okay.
But it's the thought that counts, and it's so sweet. And like, especially I've had like some people like, you know, you spritz the note with like your cologne or perfume. It's just so sweet. And so I write letters, and I don't give them to anybody. I write love letters or like letters to my crush, and then I just kind of like pack them up into a box. And if someone let those go, oh, the trouble I would be in. Some of those people are in like relationships with people that are real close to me. I'm like, yeah. But
You would be having a To All the Boys moment, huh?
oh man, I would need to move states. I'm gonna like shave my head and like move to Alaska. Or like I could dye my hair again and move to Alaska.
Oh yeah, because you recently dyed your hair, right?
I did.
It looks
Is
great.
it's
It looks great.
fiery red. You were actually the first one to give me a compliment because I said, hey, I went red, and I like sent a picture. And I was like, ooh, model status. He thinks model status?
Yeah, you're on your model shit.
Ooh.
Bust out the leather jacket. Go
Yes.
crazy, boo.
Boost my ego. I have that red leather jacket, you know?
Yes, exactly. That's what I was talking about.
It is what I needed. Like, I think I tweeted right after I dyed my hair because, you know, dyeing your hair is cheaper than therapy.
But your therapist is funny.
My
And
therapist.
your therapist gave us the idea, right?
Yes, she
That's
did.
why your life is a movie.
She's fucking hilarious. I respect her. I loved her so much, and she had like a lot of understanding. I feel like she's a really good fit for me. But she just told me, she's like, how is your life so chaotic? You're in a constant state of chaos, and yet you're fine. Like, she's like, you're doing great for how bad your life is. Like, that's what I want to hear.
Your therapist basically hit the nail on the head right there.
But I wanted help. I was like, I need help figuring this out. And she's like, but you already know how you're feeling. You know what's causing it. You just are feeling the pain.
She was like, you basically have already handled everything a therapist usually has to do. And now you got this self-healing, a lot of self-improvement part. Like, I can guide you a little bit, but, I mean, most of this is all you now. So you kind of walked in there and paid her and gave her an alley-oop to be like, you're fine. But your life is crazy.
Yeah, she told me that she was surprised that I turned out so okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, what?
I'm
Was it
resilient.
Yesterday morning that your grandma passed away and you're on a podcast just fine?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday morning, my grandmother passed away, and it was a really sad event for the family. Like, it was rough on me. I spent some time with some friends to go ahead and cope. And I can't be with my family, unfortunately, because they were exposed to COVID from her when she, that's probably the main reason that she passed so soon. But since they're all exposed, I had to stay away from my family. But we video chatted, got some catharsis, and I'm doing the best I can. I went to grocery store, went to Sprouts.
Yeah, you want to tell me about that story?
So... yeah, I went to Sprouts.
What is Sprouts?
Sprouts is like,
Never heard of
you liar.
it. Never heard of
It's that healthy store. It's like a Trader Joe's.
it. I've been to a Trader Joe's.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Trader Joe's. I don't know the difference really. There's like the same kind of health thing, like the healthier grocery store and like better plant-based and like organic options. But I had to get like some groceries for my family members since they can't leave the house, and I went in there, and I swear I was in there for like 2 hours. Like, I didn't know where anything was. I was following a list, so
You know, the most incredible thing happened. I had never gone to like a Trader Joe's or anything like that or whatever. I went to a Trader Joe's or
a Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's because the baddies was there. You know, Mills
Ooh.
on my
Ooh.
young gravy shit.
Them healthy vegan baddies.
Bro, Sardines was bad, but there was no Asian, so I didn't slide.
Oh, for sure.
But like, I went to one of those stores when COVID originally happened. You know, there was the toilet paper shortage. You couldn't find bread anywhere. Eggs were hard to get. I went to the store and like I have no clue where nothing is. But like I went to go get some bread because that's all I wanted was some bread so I could make eggs. That's
Mhm.
it. So I could have some, bread to dip in my yolk. And
Oh, that's weird.
I like to do that. General judge.
Okay, I'm not judging you. I feel like that's a normal thing to do. Actually, I think I've seen it before. I don't do that.
I do it every time. You need to.
Okay, make me some. Make me some. Maybe I'll try it.
And so I go to the store and like their bread shelves are like empty because I don't know how I got to the bread shelf. I just walked to the back store, looked, and there was bread, and I was like,
bread.
I just lucked out. This is where it
Gotta
is.
get some bread.
I walk up to it and I look at it and it's like most of the bread shelves are empty and stuff, and it just instinctively hit me. Top shelf. I look at the top shelf and it is a gold mine full of white bread sandwich cuts.
Could no one reach it?
Absolutely. No, they just didn't look up there because it's kind of in like basket looking things. So they just assumed the baskets on top were empty. I go up there, I look at it, I pull out the bread, I grab 2 loaves and I'm like, I've been blessed. And then like the swarm of humans are like, he just found the white bread. He got white bread? Oh my god.
Mr. Wonder Bread.
And so they all run over and you got like people like, they're like, oh, let's go grab some bread. And you see them snatching it. So I think I got some eggs and some bread there.
Ooh.
And I had to wait in line for like 30 minutes
Like
to get
ants to sugar.
to get 3 items. But I was like, okay. And then I went to the Walgreens across the street and just got some like Pop-Tarts or something because I was feeling hungry.
For sure.
That was my little trip to. I do not go out of the house at all, man. I'm like, I stay in here like school and work, and then I have people over. I don't like to go out. And I definitely don't like to go out to eat.
So I used to love to go out. Like I got, not grocery stores. Like I love Target. I'll go to Target anytime if you want to vibe at Target.
Hey, fuck Walmart. Target's the move. I will go to Target before I go to Walmart every single day.
Oh, I love their like name brand applesauce too. That's the randomest thing ever.
You just had apple juice too. You like apples?
I do like some apples.
Oh, wow.
I like some caramel apples. I like some freshly pressed apple juice that I got at Sprouts.
Oh, that's why it was healthy and tasted like terrible apple juice.
It tasted good.
I did not.
Your
like
brother
it.
said it was good.
Whatever. Chumps. But we used to have an apple cutter, and
Really?
I love apples, and I have no clue. I think I broke it or something, or maybe it's still in there somewhere. But they just go to the store and buy me apples because it's one of the only healthy things I actually eat. And then I would just and chop the bitches and then just eat them. I would have like 2 apples and cut them and then
Okay,
just eat them.
I like to get caramel though. I don't like to eat them like
Oh, I take that shit
plain.
raw.
Oh, phew.
Shorty hit me raw.
Oh, all right.
No, I mean, people want to be dressed me up in maid costumes, so I don't know. Girls like me like that, apparently.
Hey, you never tried on my prom dress.
I still promised I would.
So
Opportunity has not arose.
So I knew Dre when prom was in our lives, whatever, way back when, and
Not that long ago.
yeah, but I
Couple
didn't.
years.
I didn't know him that well, and he promised me that he bet he looked better in my prom dress than I would.
Guarantee you I still do. Guarantee you I
And
will.
I was like, oh, bet. You got to try it on then. And he's like, I absolutely will. And we just didn't have the chance. Like, we weren't super close until later. And
Yeah.
I found my prom dress the other day.
Until Mr. R.
Oh.
Until him. And then I finally convinced you to break up with him because you were basically getting killed.
Yeah, that was probably the bestest decision that everyone had forced me to make. I needed a big push. That was one of the hardest times of my life. I didn't even know that it was bad.
You know, oddly enough, from that, the one thing that I remember the best is the fact that I learned that you are lactose intolerant during that. Like, that's one of the biggest things I got, because because I skipped a lap. I remember telling David that I was like, oh, I'm going to bail, because I was in the middle of class.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of math class, and I just walked out of math class, because fuck that teacher, she was a bitch anyway. So I just walked out of that class, because you were like crying and dying or something, so you were up in the little computer area in one of those cabinet things.
Yeah.
And I came in there and I was like, okay, let me go buy you something from the store so you stop dying because of this boy. And I bought you some ice cream and a Gatorade. And I brought it up there and you're like, thank you so much. And then you were eating and I was like, you okay? And you're like, I'm lactose intolerant. And I was like, nobody told me. So I was trying to be nice, and then you were just lactose intolerant. I was like, oh.
It's okay. Like, it's not quite lactose intolerance. It's like lactose sensitive, so I can like eat it and just
Yeah, so you
get a
have mac and
stomach
cheese
ache.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And mac
I
and cheese
love
is your
cheese.
favorite food. And
It
it's
is.
dairy.
Oh, it is my favorite food by far. You just taught me that like mac and cheese can have like pepper in it.
Yeah, salt and pepper. She did not put... Mac and cheese was your favorite food, and you had never put salt and pepper on it, but you would take some cheese...
Like sprinkle it on top, some shredded cheese, make it
so
all cheesy.
You had some culture in it, but never salt and pepper?
I had this girl I knew, like, way back from elementary school, and, she used to post on Facebook all the time, like, her weird food craving was, like, macaroni and cheese and ketchup, and I can't get behind that.
Have you ever tried it?
I don't like ketchup that much.
Okay.
So I think that's why,
Don't try it.
like, cheese and ketchup just doesn't...
I'd never. Same thing with, like, a well-done steak with ketchup, people like that. Disgust me. Fettmeister? Disgust me. Man, he was my boy, and he had to come out and find out these terrible things he did. You can't be my boy if you do things like that.
I just can't have, since I worked at a place that was a steakhouse, I just can't have a well done steak. Like, they cultured me. But the way I grew up, my family always had them well done, so I never knew anything different. I thought it was supposed to be all dry, and I'd, like, soak it in ketchup because it was so dry.
You've been cursed.
I have been cursed, but now I know what, like, a good steak and a good burger tastes like. Some medium. I eat medium. I can go medium rare. I cannot go rare.
Medium rare every day of the week, man. But my dad cooks it to about medium sometimes. It's about medium rare.
I should come over here.
But he cooks some goddamn steak, bro. Sort of bad.
Oh no, I want some steak.
I could always go for steak because we do this thing every time it's my birthday. We go to the prime rib house, and on the first Monday after our birthdays, wherever it is, or if it's like our birthday's like the day after, but whatever's closer.
Yeah.
We'll go to the steakhouse on Monday because they have $1.25 per ounce.
Oh my
prime rib.
gosh, I had no idea.
Amazing deal, and we go there and we all get prime rib, and then I talk my head off to everybody because I'm a machine.
And it's your birthday.
But yeah, I was talking about so much, going crazy on it, and I had a great steak. I had basically what I do every time is I get 2 16 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
So you get 1 16 ounce, you finish it, and then by the time you finish it, you order another one so that they both come. But the reason you do it is instead of ordering like a 32 or something, you order 2 16s because they come out hot.
Oh.
And the au jus, they bring new au jus because I like au jus with it, and they bring new au jus that's hot as well, so it's perfect, and it doesn't get cold, and you get to have all that steak, and it's just all delicious.
So that sounds absolutely delicious. That sounds so good. I also didn't know that's how you pronounce that. Au jus.
Au jus.
I've read it in menus. So I'm like, oh, I know what that is. It's like the dippy thing.
Dippy thing.
But oh, that sounds so delicious, like warm steak. But like working at a steakhouse, like one of my favorite like guilty like pleasures too, because it's not exactly healthy like all the time, is to eat some like garlic mashed potatoes, like some good as garlic mashed potatoes. It just made me feel so good.
I might try. As picky as I am, garlic mashed potatoes do not sound bad. With gravy or no?
It depends. Like with the garlic mashed potatoes, I put like some cheese and some bacon bits and some like sour cream.
God damn.
But like if
I
it's
don't
like
sour cream, but goddamn, that sounds good.
Without the sour cream, then
yeah.
Maybe some chives. They don't taste like nothing, like not that bad. Or you can get like the regular fluffy mashed potatoes, no garlic, and just get cream gravy. Oh, my heart is so fattening. It's so good.
Okay. Now, this is why the other idea of the name of the podcast was Friday Night Snacks. We're going to do it on Fridays, and I know he's going to talk about food. But recently, like, I've become a lot less picky. That's a terrible way to say it.
Oh my gosh.
But because I kind of learned that humans can kind of eat whatever as long as it's food, and they can kind of power through it. Like, it doesn't taste amazing to me still because my palate is picky as hell still. But with my current girlfriend, our first date that we went to Cane's after we were hanging out in the park and stuff. We did some cutesy shit, climbing trees, chasing rabbits.
What?
Oh, that shit was cool.
Okay, alright, I'm for it. Love some rabbits.
I went to the Cane's and we decided to order the chicken sandwiches. Now, I did not know that the chicken sandwiches come with the cane sauce and lettuce on them. And I'm not a big fan of lettuce, and I'm especially not a fan of cane sauce because it's like mustard and ketchup, or not mustard,
I don't know actually what's in it.
Mayonnaise and like ketchup mixed together and stuff.
I just try not to think about it. It breaks out my tongue though.
And so when I eat it, I was like, oh, this is disgusting. But she was eating hers and she liked it, and I was like, I need to finish this because I'm there's no way. Like I haven't even eaten any dinner today. Or actually, I had eaten dinner that day. I was still hungry for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so once I was eating it, I just started powering through it. And I'm like, this isn't that bad. Like it doesn't taste good, and I wouldn't eat it by choice. But if someone gave this to me and told me to eat it, and it would be polite to eat it, I could finish this. I could pull an Artemis.
Yeah?
And do something I don't want to do just because I think it's polite to the other person.
Hey, I've gotten better at that. I really have. I've been trying my best, and honestly, I've been like on a roll saying no to, Max and some.
Oh, when the first time I ever heard you start saying no to somebody, I was so proud. I felt like a parent. Like, it was a moment that I was like, because normally people are mad when somebody says no to them, but when you say no to me, I'm like, she finally stands up for it. But it's like you say no to me all the time, but not in the way that I'm talking about right there, where it's like you don't want to do something. You say no to be polite, to be like, oh, can we go get your inhaler for your car? No, it's all right. I don't want that shit because it's like you should go not die real quick. But when you were like, hey, let's go to this shop real quick, go get something, and you're like, no, I don't want to, and I was like, Artemis.
I think I saw your smile. Brighten so much earlier because our tech guy told me to do something. I just spun around and I'm like, don't tell me what to do. And I saw you so happy.
I was like, let's go. I was like, that is like the most proud I've ever been. I was like, stand up for yourself, girl. Say it with your chest. God damn.
And jokingly too. He was trying to get work done for us, but still. It's kind of funny.
Right. That was when my dad was talking all that shit. But that man can talk like I can.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think we were going to get to the podcast tonight.
Oh, I didn't either. Like, we were listening to music, dancing downstairs with my parents and stuff, and then, Ma goes to bed, and that's usually the end of the night at, 8 p.m., right? And then he's up until, 9:30 still talking to us about the podcast, writing stuff on a whiteboard for us to talk about. But that's how we got that fire-ass topic.
Oh, that's true. That is true. I don't know where that came from. But I had so much fun. Literally dancing around your living room / kitchen with your parents, your family was fantastic.
My family are so cool. When I tell you I'm living the dream, I am not lying to you.
No, we were blasting music and just everyone's dancing. No judgment, no whatsoever. I felt so welcome. And we're just, dancing around the whole house. Can't hear each other speak because the music's so loud. It was fantastic. I had a lot of fun. My family, we don't do that. I live in a bigger household. I live with people more than my immediate family, and so they're not as close. And everyone knows each other. Everyone can talk to each other if they need to, but everyone kind of avoids each other. And so whenever I go home, someone's always home all the time, but you could have someone in the kitchen and someone in the living room, and if they're home at the same time, no, they're not gonna watch a movie together. They're gonna sit in the kitchen, sit in the living room, and ignore each other.
Oh, that's so sad. I mean, I don't leave my room and stuff. I'm so busy and stuff, and then I just
antisocial social club.
Basically, but I'm like an extrovert, but I just don't hang out with anyone at the house. I don't go downstairs and stuff. I basically travel from my room to my little office room, and that's basically my day to day. I do my workouts and whatnot, but that's my day to day. But I want to talk about Life is Beautiful because you went. I've never been. I want to know what it's like.
Okay, it was my first festival. But it made me want to go to another one. I started planning out next year's, and the pandemic hit, so
yeah.
We'll see when it's safe to go again and everything. I'm not going to any illegal raves or anything. Definitely.
I had a baddie. I was talking to a baddie on Twitter. She was an Asian woman.
Yeah.
She was a thickie.
Ooh.
Shorty was bad. So. And my boy Christian actually was like, yo, Shorty kind of bad. So I was like, I know if I got his approval that Shorty is bad. So I was sliding into her DMs and stuff, and we was talking, and she was a rave girl. I ain't never been to a rave. And the music's pretty good.
EDM?
I literally like all music. So I got at least an artist from that genre that I like. And mine's Excision and stuff.
I like Excision.
Yeah, I like a couple of my boys. And so I was talking to her, and I got Shorty's number, and I progressed that,
Ooh.
but then we just kind of stopped talking, so I ain't mad, but Shorty's still bad. Her name was
Hey.
like, I'm not gonna drop it.
Oh, yeah,
I-
don't
I
drop it.
Her name came to me.
At least
so
you
I was
remember
like,
her name. But
okay,
hey,
you just go
No.
this way. Okay.
no, hit her up maybe like when like things open back up
I have a
again.
girlfriend.
Okay, actually, so girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, shit. I didn't know there was like labels yet. We haven't talked in a minute. We didn't talk about this before the podcast.
When I say girlfriend, I meant girlfriend.
Okay, I thought you meant my girl.
No, that's my girlfriend.
Oh, for sure. Ooh, that makes me happy. So like maybe don't hit her up.
Yeah, I'm like, go ahead, no. Rave seemed like a fun idea. And Life is Beautiful is just a big rave, basically?
So it's a little bit different because it's more art based.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I think it's like the EDC is like the rave one.
Yeah,
And then
EDC.
Life is Beautiful as well.
Yeah, EDC is way more like rave heavy, and although it has a bunch more lights, it's bigger, a lot more people come from like all over. Life is Beautiful I like because it's more wholesome. A lot of family people go there, and there's all these art, and it's downtown Las Vegas, so you're going by all these small businesses and community things, and I thought it was a great time. Plus there's more music than just EDM. So besides EDM, there was rock. Like when I went, there was Vampire Weekend went, Chance the Rapper, Posty. Oh, I saw Posty.
I was supposed to go to that concert, Post Malone's concert, but the pandemic happened, so I didn't go. And same thing with the AJR. I had tickets. I don't think I ever went and got them refunded or something because I was just lazy and something. But the pandemic happened, they didn't have it.
Me too. I think I was the one that invited you to Posty because I had 2 tickets.
Yeah, you did.
And I had 2 tickets, and I really wanted to go. And I think it was the day after quarantine started.
Yeah.
And I was so mad. I was like, one more day, but it probably for the best. It took them almost a whole year to refund my tickets for Posty though. AJR, I don't know. I must have gotten the refund. I never checked.
Yeah,
I
I
still
did
want to see
I got
them.
the tickets for my birthday, so I never checked if to refund them or something. I probably should. Check on that, but it's whatever to me. I don't really care.
I still want to see them. They just came out with a new song too.
Yeah, but at Life is Beautiful, they do a lot of drugs. And a topic we were given for the podcast is marijuana.
Oh, marijuana. So let me tell you that I've been to concerts before, and I've been to concerts before. I've been to things downtown, free concerts, all kinds of different kind of events and stuff. Like, it's not like I've never been to a concert before. I was in the crowd for like before Post Malone came on. I have never seen so many people spark up.
When he came on?
Yeah, like, but right before he came on, like, everyone had, like, blunts and joints in the air, and everyone's, like, free love. Like, this girl turned around, and she looked me in the eyes, and she, like, grabbed me on top of the shoulder. She's like, oh, my God, you are so fucking beautiful. And I was like, what? And she's like, I love you. And I was like,
I'm about to get called mommy.
I love you. I was like, I love you, too. It was a fun time, and then that's when people started, like, putting other people on their shoulders, and Posty was fire. Like, man.
He
like,
got energy, huh?
Yeah, he got energy. It looked like he was, like, starting to, like, get real exhausted, and he kept it up. He kept jumping. I was like, oh, with his lungs and, like, how much, like, he drinks, I just, like, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I'd be dead.
Yeah, I mean, you got the asthma.
I got the asthma.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to one place that's kind of like that. It's a little festival thing. My friend Kylie invited me down, and we went there, and we had a good time, and I don't remember what it was, but it was like, you know the guys that did the song Sail, or whatever? They were like the featured band on it.
Oh, maybe.
And I went down to one of them. It's like downtown Las Vegas or something.
Oh, for sure.
It was a small thing. And there was this one artist that came on. He had the crowd moving, and they had, like, he was like Queen out there. He had, like, sides where they, like, when he put his hand up, they would go, like, hey, or something, like, make a noise. It was really cool. It was a good time. He interacted with the crowd. He was definitely my favorite. Also, there was 2 Feet which is he's so pretty. And I got to see him in concert because he's not that big, but so he's like the opener. He's the first act.
Yeah.
And like one of the guys in the crowd said, like yelled, "You're hot" to him, and he was like, well, "Thank you." And
That's you.
He was an angel.
No, that'd be you in front of a crowd. Someone's like, "You're hot." You'd be like, "Oh, me?"
Yeah.
Nah.
He like laughed and said thank you kind of thing. He was like,
Yeah.
he was appreciative. And then he played Drowning and stuff. Oh, I was obsessed with him. And then he made the concert appearance or whatever, and I was like, I'm going because of him. I was like, if you still have that ticket, and I will go with you 100%. And she actually came and picked me up and stuff, but she scares me with how she drives.
She scares you with how she drives.
Yeah, cause
Have you been in the car with yourself?
yeah, but I'm a speed demon, but I'm safe. All right.
Okay, you are safe. I haven't died yet.
I go quick, but I don't make you feel like you're gonna die. I just make you feel like, hey, maybe you should slow down a little bit. Like, I give you that kind of anxiety, but I don't give you, like, the, oh, you're swerving through traffic, like, taking fast turns and breaking the law.
Yeah, like, okay, maybe I'm on a roller coaster, but I know the roller coaster has been tested, so.
Yeah. Only exception is if Julie's in the car. If she was in the car, I drove terrible, and they would always tell me, like, stupid shit, like, oh, you were actually supposed to turn there, because they're terrible with the directions, so I'd be pulling U-turns. I never make U-turns unless they're in the car.
Oh, I remember it. I was tired in the backseat of your car, and we were going to In-N-Out, and Julie was in the front seat, and you guys were, like, low-key, like, fighting, like, play fighting, but I was so scared. I texted my boyfriend, and I was like, I think I'm gonna die tonight.
Oh, yeah. Because she messes with me when I drive. She'll poke me in the cheek, grab my jaw, try and tickle me, like, not shit you should be doing to a driver, and then she likes to pry into me and she likes to talk shit, so, you know, I'll take that. So I'm back at her, and then we would always get in fights, but it's not serious, but it's like, you know, we're still fighting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh, you was looking, so I thought you had some. I can hit you with a little bit of gas.
Give me some gas. Let's go.
Well, I want to talk about boys.
I mean, I'm kind of the expert. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, boys
Suck. But girls suck too. Continue. Anyway.
Okay. Now, recently, I was with my girlfriend, and we were on TikTok, and her friend sent her a bunch of TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
And in the TikToks that her friend sent her, there was a bunch of pretty boys, you know, like shirts off.
Oh, the thirst trap.
The thirst traps.
Oh, I live for a good
And
thirst trap.
Me too. But like when she saw a thirst trap, she'd skip it, and I'd make her go back because I'm a heathen. I'm like, you're not skipping over a pretty boy, because I'm very comfortable in my sexuality, and I know for a fact that I like my women, but pretty boys I appreciate because, you know, I want to be a pretty boy. So I look at them and I'm like, bro, how can I become like that? Like, I was like, so I try and find all the good specs out of the good-looking boys and try and pursue that.
Man, I love a good femboy too.
Bro.
Oh, paint your nail.
The boy I was listening to, there's a song called Femboy that I was listening to recently. I just picked it up. It came out like not too long ago or whatever. It got featured on the channel or whatever. It's not an actual artist that I follow.
I'll have to check it out.
But it was a song called Femboy. It's hard and it's funny because he's talking about femboys. So I enjoyed that. But I like looking at the pretty boys and stuff. So she was like, do you like guys? And I was like, no. So I think I spooked her a little bit, but I was having a good time.
I mean.
And then we did a TikTok dance together where it's like that.
Oh my gosh! I have no idea how to describe what his hands just did. I'm so sorry for that.
It's like the thing where you're supposed to match the time. Like one person's behind the other one. You like stick your hands out and then you combine them and you do a spin.
I want to do a TikTok dance.
I can teach you that one.
Please teach me. I'm like kind of uncoordinated, but
I don't know what the song is or anything, so I couldn't teach you how to do it on beat and stuff. But I could show you what the dance was.
Yeah, for sure. I've been wanting to do like some of the TikTok trends lately. I feel like the ones that are on my For You page got kind of way easy, like simple to do. I just haven't done them.
Oh.
I haven't got ready since
I don't have a
Valentine's
TikTok,
Day.
but I really like the dances they do because I think it's really fun and really cute that, you know, they're out there doing dances. But I don't know, TikTok's just not for me. There's the one that Kai thinks that I look like.
Mm-hmm.
That boy, I need to.
Oh, the
take
one
his
I
image.
showed you?
Yeah, the one you showed me.
Oh.
I need to make a TikTok and do his character, but that's just so much social media.
he like knows how many people are like watching his thirst traps now, and he's just like, you know, like laughing about it. He just makes a video like smiling into the camera, and
The
go crazy.
candle ones were so funny because he was funny and he knew it.
Oh, you should do that.
That would be.
You'd win.
I used to do these things where it was like, it was a long time ago. It was a October. What's October? How do you call it? Halloween. So
Spooky season.
Spooky season. So it was the thing that was going on. I don't know. I have no clue where I remember seeing it, but it was I think it was more popular at the time. But it was like the thing where you would look at stuff and they would just off free ball come up with little sayings. So it's like all these signs, yet you still playing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I was really good at it. I was like really good at it. So
I remember.
The entire night I was just on I think Kylie was there. Kylie was there. I was on her head the entire night. I just kept hitting them. I was like, all these signs and you still can't see these. I was like, all these roads and you still don't know where you're going.
I think you pulled one of those on me too, and I'm like, oh damn, Dre,
I got
some fire.
I got really good at it. So I had a lot of fun with those. So I miss those days, but I could still do them, but they just don't hit the same anymore.
I feel that.
Like he reminds me of Steven Septic and his corn on the cob joke that he makes all the time. He's like, yeah, I got COTC. And it's like people don't know what COTC is, so if you say it like that and you make them think that it's an illness, you can trick them, but it just stands for corn on the cob. So
I didn't know that.
So he would just cob people all the time. He's like, yeah, I'm having a really tough day because my COTC's flaring up. And they'd be like, oh, are you okay? Like, what is that? It's like, oh, you don't know what that is? And he'd be like, oh, you're messing with me, right? And he would gaslight them into thinking that it's a bad thing. And then he would drop it on them. He's like, oh, I don't know how to tell you this, but it's COTC. It's corn on the cob. And then he would laugh, but he never gets any laughs from it.
They're probably freaked out.
Yeah, he never gets any laughs from it, but he loves doing it, and he says he's never going to stop, so I love watching him. I love his humor.
That made me think of, like, a meme. Like, I saw a meme not too, like, long ago, and it was like, oh, like, this generation has their TikTok dance challenges. Our generation had the cinnamon challenge, like, snorting cinnamon.
Oh, the cinnamon, I don't know how people did that. I think I
never
tried
did
it once, like I did a little bit, but
oh
no,
my
God, it was terrible. It was really as bad as the videos made it look.
I never did it. I was legitimately scared, actually. I think I watched one of my friends like snort Smarties too. I did not know what to do. I just like didn't intervene. I was like, oh no, my bad.
I was thinking about it. I need to dedicate practically a whole podcast to talking about Gamora.
I'm here for it.
I was thinking about the stories that I could tell you.
Should make some notes.
I'll save that for another time though.
Oh, I got plenty to say about what's been going on lately, but
okay,
we need to warm up our viewers.
We'll go into it slowly. So this is a good way to stop the pod. Is just us trailing on about stuff and how to small structure through it, and then we'll end it here. So that's the end of the My Life is a Movie podcast.
Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate you. Come back. There's more tea.
Yeah, we'll have more tea next week. I was your host, Dre.
And Artemis.
Thank you.